we down at the ranch we work for, man, this year we've been having a bunch of AI kids and embryo kids and stuff, and we're raising show kids down there and stuff. So all these kids we've been having been calving season for about 2 or 3 weeks now. We got another couple weeks to go, and we're having some good kids this year. They look really good, and these show kids are a little more innocent than the rest of the kids. They ain't have a whole lot of memory in them, and they're a little bit slower because they're more stouter and stuff, and they're easy for the cows to catch and stuff. And it's just these little kids this year, man, they're just so innocent. They look pretty and everything, but the cows have been getting a bunch of them, and we've been finding some dead ones and finding a bunch of calves here and coyote poop on the roads and stuff. And we don't even know really how many we lost, but I know it's a bunch of them because we're starting to miss some and stuff. So he's been showing me a bunch of stuff through this coyote deal and getting me fired up about it, because we finally got fired up, got tired of them coyotes coming and taking all our profit, stealing our calves and killing them at night, even though we've been running. That's why I was sick the last week, is because we've been running these coyotes so hard and run them during the night when it's raining and cold and get sick and stuff. So it ain't like we ain't been trying, but they still been coming in stealing our stuff. And stuff. So finally, about a week and a half ago, we got tired of these coyotes. We got tired of them coming and stealing our calves. So we went hunting, took some night vision out there and called and went and spotlighted. Man, we run them hard for a couple of nights and stayed out till 2 or 3 in the morning running them. And we got sick and tired of them. We killed a few of them, and they were still coming back getting some more. And we went to another guy that has a ranch right down from us. They trap a bunch of coyotes, and they're supposed to be the experts at trapping coyotes. So we went down there to get a little schooling on them of how to trap them, because they're pretty smart. They're hard to kill and stuff. With this guy, they got it down to an art down there. They got a whole kit, box, and everything, the whole procedure you got to go through to trap these coyotes and stuff. So we went, we learned all that stuff, and Brandon, we went. He set the first 2 traps the first night. Well, we went. We didn't catch nothing that night, but we had coyote tracks in the trap. Well, next night, Brandon was leaving early, so I was like, well, I'm just going to go set one for myself. So I've been watching them guys, and we listened to about 3 or 4 different guys tell us how to set them traps. Well, we went out there, and me and Guillermo, we set our own trap. We didn't have a clue what we were doing. We set one, man, it looked pretty, so we took some pictures of it, and that ought to catch a coyote. So we left it. We went and checked Brandon's in the morning. He didn't catch nothing again. And we went down there, and we had coyote caught by the front leg and the back leg, and we had him strung out. And it was a cool deal. And so we've been hitting them pretty hard. We've been set a bunch more traps and trying to save our kids and stuff, because we just got fed up with them killing these kids. And these kids, they're all special to us. I mean, we've had coyotes for years, and they've always got a few kids and stuff. But this year, since we're having all show kids, they're a little extra special. They mean a little bit more to us. And then also, if them show kids grow up and we sell them to a kid and they go show them, well, all of us that show cattle and stuff as kids, we remember every one of them animals we showed. So these kids, if we can save, each one of these kids we can save from them cows, and they go on to a kid, let them show them, that kid will remember them for the rest of their life. It'll teach them stuff, it'll teach them life lessons for the rest of their life. So these kids, they're not just ordinary little kids, they're special, and they could go touch somebody's life in a big way. And so that's why this year we got so fed up with it, so tired of it, that we're going on a big trapping and killing spree. And anybody wants to go coyote hunting, we got plenty of spots to go coyote hunting, because we're getting so tired and wore out from running them, but they're still out there and stuff. So we've killed a couple of them, shot a few with night vision, and called a few in and trapped one and stuff. And the thing God showed me through this whole deal is that's getting me fired up is it's the same thing with us and the devil. And we have to get to a point where we're tired of him coming in and whooping on us and coming in and stealing our stuff at night, and coming in and whooping on our kids, our family, our friends, our marriages. We got to get fed up with them coming in and stealing our stuff. With the devil coming in and whooping on us, having a hard time on us all the time, and you get run down sometimes, and the devil's just whooping on you, and you can't get him off. It's the same thing with these coyotes. They're out there every night, and if we don't go to fight them, they're just going to get worse and worse. If we don't stand up against them and start killing some off, we lose a lot of stuff. And the same way with the devil, if we don't start standing up and fighting against him a little bit, and get fed up with him whooping on us and coming in and whooping on our kids and giving them a hard time, or whooping on our families or friends or whatever, we'll just let it go on and we'll be run down all our lives. But until we get fed up with it and stand up to him, and we won't really start to change our lives until we truly get tired of him whooping on us and get ready to change. And God gave me some scriptures and stuff, and that kind of goes along with it and stuff. And everybody can come back next week too. There's plenty of messages on it, but he just kind of gave me a simple one this week, and I hope you get something out of it, because I've got a lot out of it, but there's a lot more to go through. And the first thing he showed me was in Job, and in the book of Job, it's about a man who was Job, and he was a rich man. He was a very rich man that had a lot of. It goes through all the possessions here, and it says his possessions included 7,000 sheep, 3,000 camels, 500 yoke of oxen, and 500 female donkeys. I don't know if that's a minus or a plus, but he had those, so he was still rich even with all the donkeys. And in addition, he had a very great household, and so he was a wealthy man, and he was good to God. I mean, he lived a life for God, and he was known by God God was going to brag on him one day to the devil and tell the devil how good of a man Job was to him and stuff. And the devil got to accusing him, and he said, well, the only reason Job is good to you and faithful to you is because he's so rich. And God told him, well, just take all them riches away. He said, take them away and see what he does. He said he won't turn away from you. So he took all his riches away, and it goes through the whole deal. It's a neat deal to go through, because if you go see all the pain that Job went through and still stay faithful to God, it was an awesome deal. And so he took all his possessions away, and God told him to stay faithful. And the devil would come back. He said, no. He said he's staying faithful. He still has his health. He said, well, take himself away, but don't kill him. And so it goes through all the stuff that the devil did to him and gave to him, and Job stayed faithful through the whole deal. And the deal God showed me that goes along with this calf deal is in Job 16:6. It's talking about this right here. God showed me this is exactly how them kids feel out there when they're out there on their own, all alone out there, and kind of helpless. It's pretty heartbreaking to see a little defenseless kid, a newborn, about a day old, have to fight against a coyote, and they just don't know way they can win. And what he showed me is everything how he felt in here. It's how he felt what the devil had done to him, how he beat him up and stuff. It's exactly what these kids feel like, is what he showed me. And it says, it's talking about God and man. It says, sorry, I got camping all night. But anyway, it's talking back exactly how the kids feel, and I think this is how a lot of us feel when the devil gets to whooping on us. We don't feel like we have a chance. It says, but if I speak, my pain is not relieved. And if I refrain from speaking, how much of it goes away? Surely now he has worn me out. He has devastated my entire household. You have seized me. It has become a witness. My leanness has risen up against me and testifies against me. His anger has torn me and persecuted me. He has gnashed at me with his teeth. My adversary locks his eyes on me. People have opened their mouths against me. They have struck my cheek in scorn. They unite together against me. God abandons me to evil men and throws me into the hands of wicked men. I was in peace, and he shattered me. He has seized me by the neck and crushed me. He has made me his target. His archers surround me without pity. He pierces my kidneys and pours out my gall on the ground. He breaks through against me time and time again. He rushes against me like a warrior. I have sewed sackcloth on my skin and buried my horn in the dust. My face is reddened because of weeping, and all my eyelids are in deep darkness. Although there is no violence in my hands, and my prayer is pure. I think that's exactly how a lot of us feel when the devil gets whooping on us. And that's exactly how the kids feel out there all alone by themselves. We started to feel abandoned and alone through that whole deal. And stuff will say, why do we get tore up so bad? I mean, why does it feel pretty rough when you come to the Lord, when you go to the Lord? And just like Job, he was one of his favorite people at that time, and he just turned him over to devil and be wolf. And stuff. Well, in Matthew 10:16, it talks about turning it over to the wolves. It's called persecuting of the disciples. And everybody that comes to Jesus Christ, they're a disciple for Jesus Christ. You can tell somebody about Jesus Christ from where you're at. And so, because you can do that, you're going to be thrown to the wolves. They're going to come at you from every side. And he explains it here. It says, I am sending you out like sheep surrounded by wolves. So be wise as serpents and innocent as doves. Beware of people, because they will hand you over to council and flog you in their synagogues. And you will be brought before governors and kings because of me, as a witness to them and the Gentiles. Whenever they hand you over for trial, do not worry about how to speak or what to say, for what you should say will be given to you at that time. For it is not you speaking, but the Spirit of the Father speaking through you. So what he's saying there is he's going to hand you over to the devil, and it makes you rely on him to get through it. And realize it ain't from you trying to fight the devil. Them kids, they ain't got no way of fighting them cows. Just like we ain't got no way of fighting the devil on our own. We have to rely on somebody else to come in. They have to rely on us to go in there and handle it for us, or else they don't have a chance. It's the same way as God. He's going to hand us over, but He'll take care of us. Just like we spent many nights out there getting sick and everything else to try to save these kids. God's done the same thing. He sent Jesus Christ down here to earth and died for us, to save us. So if you feel like the devil's whooping on you, you're having a hard time with it, that's how we're supposed to feel. Because he needs to be scared of us. When it gets to where we walk out of a church building, we walk out in the world, the devil should be scared. He should be afraid of us. And stuff, because even though he's going to come and try to whoop on us, we got to get to the point where we ain't afraid. We ain't afraid to stand up. We ain't afraid to get after it. And so how do we get the devil off of our back if he's always whooping on us and God's going to turn him over like sheep to wolves on us? How do we get the devil off of us? How do we handle it? And in James 1:19, it talks about it. And how do we get the devil off of our back? It's talking about living out the message. It says, understand this, my dear brothers and sisters, that every person be quick to listen, slow to speak, slow to anger, for human anger does not accomplish God's righteousness. So put away all filth and evil excess, and humbly welcome the message implanted within you, which is able to save your souls. But be sure you live out the message, and do not merely listen to it, and so deceive yourself. For if someone merely listens to the message and does not live it out, he is like someone who gazes at his own face in a mirror. For he gazes at himself, and then goes out and immediately forgets what sort of person he was. But the one who peers into the perfect law of liberty and fixes his attention there, and does not become a forgetful listener, but one who lives it out, he will be blessed in what he does. If someone thinks he is religious yet does not bridle his tongue, and so deceives his heart, his religion is futile. Pure and undefiled religion before God the Father in this, to care for orphans and widows in their misfortune, and keep oneself unstained by the world. So we want to realize how to get the devil off of our back. We got to start trying to live out the message. I know none of us going to be perfect, but we just got to start trying. It's just like when we go out in these coyotes, we ain't going to stop them that first night. We ain't going to stop them if we just fix one area in our lives, or just try it. But if we keep after, we start whittling the numbers down in them coyotes, and the number of them that's going to be after them kids, we'll start saving kids. And the same thing with that, living it out in our lives. Once we start getting God into our lives and let Him handle it, it ain't going to be easy the first few times. There's still going to be plenty of wolves out there to come and get you. But over time, it'll start to help you, it'll start to build you, and it'll get him off your back enough that you can stand up and fight for him and not be afraid of him. And don't feel like a little defenseless sheep. You can feel like Jesus Christ. You can feel like Him because He defeated you. And once we start trying to live out the message, it's pretty tough and stuff, but the easiest way to start trying to live out the message is start getting around like-minded people and getting around Christians, and start getting some people in your lives to watch and stuff. And 2 Thessalonians 2:13. How you doing?
Fine, Brother Buck. How you doing?
Pretty good. How you doing?
Can't complain.
That's good. So in 2 Thessalonians it talks about getting around like-minded people and getting people to help you out, and talk about thanking God for other Christians and being able to be around other Christians and stuff. And just like we had that little camp deal, man, it just starting to get where your friends and family are Christians and everything else. It's called to stand firm, but it says, but we ought to thank God always for you, brothers and sisters, loved by the Lord, because God chose you from the beginning for salvation through sanctification by the Spirit and faith in the truth. He called you to this salvation through our gospel, so that you may possess the glory of our Lord Jesus Christ. Therefore, brothers and sisters, stand firm and hold on to the traditions that we taught you, whether by speech or by letter. Now may our Lord Jesus Christ himself and God the Father, who loved us and by grace gave us eternal comfort and good hope, encourage your hearts and strengthen you in every good thing you do or say. That's what the Cowboy Church is really trying to stand for. They want to encourage people. They want to build relationships, build friendships to where if you got troubles, we can come and help you with it. And then you know you got a family to stand behind you. And we need to thank God all the time that we have other Christians that we can go to and help us out. And we need to just keep building that family, that relationship with everybody around us, so that when we have to go through the toughest battles in our life, we got plenty of people to help us and support us. Once you got the people in your life to help you, what's another way to keep them coyotes from killing them kids? If them kids, they get kind of crazy and run off and stuff, if they get away from their mom, they have a better chance of getting